What made America, a country thousands of miles away, pledge unwavering support to Israel? Is it strategy, ideology, or something more?
But we have a bond to Israel that's much stronger. It's a moral commitment.
It was created to fulfill the long-standing dream of the Jewish people to return to the home of their biblical origins.
Come, let us declare in Zion the word of God. The founders of my country saw a new promised land.
America's commitment to Israel's security is rock solid and unwavering.
Jerusalem will be the capital of Israel, and I have said that before, and I will say it again.
Today, we'll explore how America became Israel's godfather, shaping one of the most controversial alliances in modern history.
On May 14, 1948, the State of Israel was declared. 11 minutes after the declaration, Truman signed a press release. He was the first world leader to recognize the new Jewish...
Now saying it's going to send an advanced anti-missile system to Israel along with about 100 U.S. troops to operate it.
Thank you, America. Thank you for everything you've done for Israel.
Zionism began as a Jewish nationalist movement in the late 19th century, with the goal of creating a Jewish homeland in Palestine, which was then a part of the Ottoman Empire. Centuries of persecution and growing anti-Semitism in Europe, particularly during incidents like the Dreyfus Affair in France, which brought to light ingrained prejudice against Jews, served as the impetus for this goal. The First Zionist Congress in 1897, where the objective of establishing a Jewish state was explicitly stated, and the works of Theodor Herzl, who is frequently regarded as the founder of contemporary Zionism, inspired the movement. As Jewish immigrants started to settle in Palestine, this movement grew in strength and laid the foundation for the future state of Israel. Palestine came under British rule as part of the League of Nations mandate system following the fall of the Ottoman Empire following World War I. Managing the area and getting it ready for eventual independence were the goals of the British Mandate in Palestine, 1920 to 1948. Tensions between the Arab and Jewish communities increased at this time. Jewish immigration and settlement were encouraged by the 1917 Balfour Declaration, in which Britain declared its support for a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. The Arab opposition, however, objected to this since they too wanted self-determination. Decades of conflict were sparked by the British attempt to keep the peace, despite rising violence and contradictory promises made to Arabs and Jews during and after the war. The systematic murder of 6 million Jews by Nazi Germany during World War II, known as the Holocaust, had a significant impact on how people around the world felt about the creation of a Jewish state. Widespread sympathy for the Jewish people and their search for a safe country was sparked by the horrific photographs and eyewitness testimonials that exposed the scope of the atrocities. This tragedy fueled support for Zionist goals by highlighting the pressing need for a haven from persecution. International pressure on Britain and the UN to resolve the issue of a Jewish state increased after the war as a result of the large number of displaced Jewish survivors who desired to immigrate to Palestine. As a result, the Holocaust played a crucial role in the international movement that resulted in the creation of Israel in 1948. The Middle East turned into a crucial theater of influence struggles between the US and the USSR during the Cold War. As a counterbalance to Arab countries like Egypt and Syria that were affiliated with the Soviet Union, Israel became a vital partner of the United States. Israel was a dependable ally in an unstable and ideologically divided area because of its advantageous position and pro-Western stance. The Middle East was also a strategic priority for the United States because of its enormous oil reserves, which were vital to the world's energy markets. America formed the basis of their long-lasting alliance by backing Israel in order to protect American interests, keep access to energy, and stop the expansion of Soviet power. The U.S.-Israel relationship has been strengthened in large part by shared cultural and religious beliefs. American evangelical Christians have been overwhelmingly supportive of Christian Zionism, which is based on the idea that the creation of Israel is a fulfillment of biblical prophecy. In order to win over this significant voting bloc, many American politicians have turned this into political activism by supporting pro-Israel policies. Furthermore, the United States Jewish diaspora has played a significant role in strengthening relations between the two countries. By highlighting common democratic values and interests, groups such as AIPAC, American Israel Public Affairs Committee, have successfully pushed to gain bipartisan support for Israel. When taken as a whole, these religious and cultural elements have strengthened American support for Israel on a social and political level. Israel is one of the biggest recipients of U.S. aid since World War II as a result of the country's substantial aid. In order to guarantee that Israel maintains a superior military advantage in the area, a sizable amount of this aid has taken the shape of military support, which includes cutting-edge technology, fighter jets, and missile defense systems like Iron Dome. In the 1970s, financial assistance also emerged as a crucial component of the partnership, especially following the 1978 Camp David Accords. These agreements, which resulted in a peace treaty between Egypt and Israel, involved significant military and economic assistance from the United States to both countries. This assistance is a pillar of U.S. Middle East strategy, as it has strengthened Israel's security and solidified the two nations' strategic alliance. The Yom Kippur War, 1973, and the Six-Day War, 1967, were two crucial periods in U.S.-Israel ties. Israel defeated neighboring Arab nations in the Six-Day War with a surprising triumph, taking key areas such as the Golan Heights, West Bank, Gaza Strip, and Sinai Peninsula. As a result, Israel's strategic significance to the U.S. as a regional force was cemented. U.S. engagement in the Yom Kippur War increased when Arab nations unexpectedly attacked Israel in 1973. The United States coordinated a major airlift of military supplies to support its ally, Israel, while it suffered significant losses. This action demonstrated America's commitment to Israel's security and was crucial to Israel's eventual recovery. These developments increased America's influence in Middle Eastern geopolitics, while also fortifying the alliance. The U.S.-Israel relationship has not been without controversy, particularly regarding accusations of bias in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Critics argue that America's unwavering support for Israel, including military aid and diplomatic backing, has emboldened policies seen as detrimental to Palestinian statehood aspirations, such as settlement expansion in the West Bank. This perceived favoritism has strained America's standing in the Arab world, where many view U.S. policies as undermining regional stability and fairness. Domestically, debates have intensified over the extent of U.S. support, with proponents emphasizing shared democratic values and strategic benefits, while detractors question the financial and political costs. Supporters argue that Israel is a vital ally in a volatile region, while critics contend that the relationship often prioritizes Israeli interests over broader U.S. objectives, fueling polarization both at home and abroad. America's status as Israel's godfather stems from common ideological, cultural, and strategic objectives. In terms of strategy, Israel has been a vital ally in thwarting enemies and protecting American interests in the unstable Middle East. Ideologically, both countries have agreed on important international and regional issues, while culturally, the relationship has been strengthened by Christian Zionism's impact and shared democratic values. But this long-standing partnership poses significant queries. Is this alliance actually beneficial to America, or has it turned into a double-edged sword that keeps the country embroiled in unending wars?